For 5 years, he's kept his silence, unwilling to criticise the younger brother who beat him to the Labour leadership, holding his tongue rather than voicing concerns over the direction the party was heading. But this morning in New York, an ocean away from Westminster, David Milliband broke what is called his Trappist vow and weighed in with candour and strong criticism about the devastating election defeat for Labour.
I think there's absolutely no point in blaming the electorate. Any suggestion that they didn't, quote-unquote, get it is wrong. They didn't want what was being offered. I think that both in 2010 and in 2015, Gordon and then Ed allowed themselves to be portrayed as moving backwards from the principles of aspiration and inclusion that are at the absolute heart of any successful progressive political project.
And the implication of what you're saying is that under the leadership of your brother, the Labour Party went too far to the left.
The choice for us is very, very clear. Either we build on what Labour achieved in government after 1997 and we have a chance to succeed, or we abandon it and we fail. That's what's happened in 2010 and 2015, and it mustn't happen again.
Crestfallen Labour supporters are looking for new leadership. So will he return to Britain and then Westminster and mount a comeback?
I'm clearly not a candidate in this leadership election. I'm here in New York. I'm running a global charity that's delivering aid to millions of people around the world. The commitment I have to the job I've got doesn't change as a result of the election.
The Millibands served side by side in the cabinet, but the leadership contest led to a rift. So what's the state of brotherly relations now?
Well, I'm very happy to say that we remain in touch. Obviously, I think that many of the attacks on him were unpleasant and unfair, and I think he dealt with them with enormous dignity and with courage. I've always said that I'll keep our private conversations private, but I've also always said that you remain brothers for life, and that's something that has to be kept.
Did Labour sow the seeds of its defeat back in 2010 when it decided to elect Ed Milliband as leader rather than David Milliband?
I think it's very important that we learn from both election defeats, general election defeats. I think those lessons are about direction and purpose and orientation of the party rather than about personalities. And I also think, to be absolutely honest, for my own sanity, there's no point in trying to press the rewind button in life. You don't get second chances at things. You don't get to to rewind the tape. And I think it's important not to fall into that trap.
David Milliband hasn't completely ruled out a future return to British politics. What he himself calls a soap opera may not be over yet. Nick Bryant, BBC News, New York.